let us continue our adventures in the imagination. There's nothing wrong than that with being in your imagination, but when it becomes a proxy. Now, I want you to understand proxy. The Hudsucker Proxy, a great movie. Tim Robbins, check it out. So anyways, in proxy, in relationship to you here and your imagination, remember, you guys get to choose. And to choose is not choice. It's debate. It's hesitation. It's best, worst, maybe, I don't know, not sure, what do I do? This looks, that doesn't. These are the staving ideas of expansion that keep you firmly planted in your, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. You guys call things. It is truly, it's so unique that no matter how much pain and pity you mask yourself in and go begging to the world on how shitty your life is, no one really gives a shit. Because they don't understand it the way you do. They only understand it the way they do. So they're really never the same as your pain. So stop trying to deal it out, because you're very good at your pain, your misery, your bitching. I would say that. Because you're not having a good life. Well, why not? You have it available to you, but it requires something. It requires leaving what you love. And that's what scares the shit out of all of you. That you're actually going to stop being in pain. See, when the idea of Brent literally listened to the class, we saw his clarity. He understood that his uniqueness is only his awareness, and that's not enough. See, identity is enough for all of humanity because it ladens you with acceptance through others. It is co-creation at its best. So he realized that actually that he is all of these ideas swimming in and out of streams of consciousness as a consciousness to look into new ideas, experience them, and interpret them as intimately his own. So whatever he's been trying to do has been wanting. Never fulfilling. That's why his appetite. I need to feed my bullshit. So that's all he does his whole life. And yesterday, he got something. He got scared. Yes. Did you think that God was going to come down and ordain you once again in robe and bright lights? And put a thunderbolt in your left hand and sit you upon your own throne? What is God to you? The God we're taking you to, if you choose to come along, all personal choice, is a God that is not referenced in your mind. That would be error. What it is the vibration that feels scary, certain, strong, unbelievable, no way, can't be me. Yes, it is not defined. It's a relationship to reality. Your awareness in a relationship creates God. See, you were given an awareness. And through awareness, just because you are God, your awareness has choice. It has choice in time and is choice in the now. However you want to lay it out, doesn't matter. Whatever your proxy is. So wherever that awareness chooses to be in itself as a choice becomes reality, experience. And that's what you are. So you're God. That is God. God is awareness. You want to label it expression, expansion, exploration, explanation, bullshit, trust, untrustworthy, betrayal, clouds, moon, planets, and dirt. God is everything around you. Everyone wants to be some ego god that stands upon a mountaintop, hands posted on the hips, and goes, dun, dun, dun. That's not God. That's God creating a reality, so the awareness relates to that reality as whatever it chooses, and that's godly. God. It's really not difficult to be God, but it's very difficult if you think about being God. Think about what you're supposed to do. Think what you can and cannot do. Think. Fine. Have the great experience of thinking. You're good at it. We all know that. We've said it 1,000 times. You're excellent at thinking your way through reality. Being reality is just being. Give me eyes, Roxanne. Thank you. Let's go over this. Because this brings up a point. I'm going to show you thinking. I'm going to show you thinking. I'm going to show you thinking. Busker Dan isn't searching, looking for a place to busk intentional, meaning I'm not happy with what I have in front of me. Then I go and look for an opportunity to busk out of lack because it's making me feel better. Thinking, motherfucker, thinking. All trying to do is figure out reality. Here's what you should have done is when you felt like busking, you got it and you just started moving. You didn't go anywhere. You didn't plan it. You didn't think about it. When am I going to get in trouble there? Am I allowed to go in front of here and do it? You just go with no plans, but none of you can just go, can you? Because it would be stupid to just go with no intention, no purpose, no outcome, no destination. It would be obtuse for you to be that unlimited. Well, yes, of course it would be, because it's nothing to do with you. You're in love with you. The you that you said is you that I have to be. I have to cry, I have to be happy, I have to think, and I have to want and lack. And I love it over here, but it's sucky over here. All of that, my friends, my dear masters, is God. You've already arrived. What are you doing? You're being God. That's what you're doing. You've never not been a relationship to reality through your own awareness and choice. Not the choice of I choose. The choice of interpreting your reality for the emotional experience, as we, let's say, Janet figured out. You guys here relate in feeling. Emotions that are scaled. You have emotions beyond this, but the emotions are unlabeled. They're a way to relate, feel, and experience non-polarity. You've been squashed down to a little idea scale. Bad, good. Shitty, great. All of this is awareness. So it doesn't matter what we keep saying. Because if no one chooses, it doesn't matter what we keep saying. What matters is nothing. Welcome to God. Once again, you've arrived. Shit, I'm still God. I'm still here being God the whole time. There's never not being God. Ever. So what you're experiencing is your choices are the way you get to play with your relationship to creation. God. You don't have to make it hard. You don't have to make it easy. You get to do whatever you want to do. Now, let's talk about what you think about. See, the thinking mind is what you cannot or can do according to the mind of permission. Why do you think we gave you permission slips? Not we, but we as a collective. All the people hanging out with humanity, fixing everything, breaking everything, fucking it up, showing you different ways to see that nothing really matters. Permission slips is because your conscious self, the one you love, is a permission slip enacting all the time. I'm allowed to do that. I'm not allowed to do that. Can I get a hall pass? Yes, you can. Have you deserved one? I tried to, and you justify why you deserve permission. So you're really truly a permission slip of choice. Permission slip of choice that the conscious mind says, yes, I'm allowed to, or no, I'm not. That's to choose. To choose, go busking. But you always had to go down to CVS in Busk. You just couldn't go. But you had to always have a plan. That's the thinking mind. That's what you need to recognize. You're so damn smart, you're an idiot. Truly. An idiot is a great thing to be on this planet because you're walking around bumping around on everything, going, look how great and shitty this is. Because that in and of itself is God. It's exactly that. And if you're mad at God, be mad at yourself because you have choice. If you say you cannot not choose, then you are bullshitting yourself because you all have enough awareness to know to choose your truth. What is unnoticed will be known in the perfect now. But if you are now knowing your truth and you do not choose it, that's your choice of being God. Once again, shit, I'm right back to where I started. God. You've never left. There's nowhere to go. And everything is here and now. So what's the rush? What? You're living. Where's the finish line? It's eternity. Where are you going? Nowhere. You're living now. Creation's passing through you. You're not moving. Relationship to reality, if chosen as what you call passion, and don't say the question, what's my passion? I don't know what my passion is. Yes, you do. It's called now, whatever the fuck it is. Nothing matters. But if this thinking mind starts to label whatever is available, then once again, you're God thinking. Back to God. Every choice, every idea, every thinking, every non-thinking, every allowance, every pressure, everything that you've ever done to yourself for yourself is your godly choice. Welcome to God. God is. Even when God comes in, it's still God being God. It's not God, a separate God that lies outside. It's God being God. That's you being God this way. I'm being God this way. Roxy being God this way. And you all being God your way. That's how it works. So let's talk about diarrhea. So you have truths and you puke it all over humanity. Blech. What does that do? It's godly. Why do we use the term puke? Because it is something that you detest in and of itself. Because you know you are spouting your egoic self when you are fully aware that your spouting is something that you're trying to throw up. That's why we call it diarrhea, just coming out the other end. It's something that doesn't belong in you anymore. That's why you keep bleh all over everybody, to give them your truth. When that means, really, in relationship to reality, is you're showing you, get rid of this shit. And then when you notice people stop playing with you, it's because you're shitting all over them. So notice what you're doing with your truths. Are they swords? Are they shields? Are you defensive? Are you attacking? Oh, beware. Because that's your vibration. And you will have that, as Jen knows, emotional experience according to your current. Nothing changes in relationship to reality until you choose. And it doesn't stay the same. It's a new now, you giving yourself a new experience through the now of that vibration. Time says it may feel shitty, but it's still a new shitty. Every now is brand new, and every now is a clean slate. So what do you want to do? I would say nothing. Jennifer, where are you going to move? By the 12th. Who knows? Who cares? Because you're God, and God's going to come and show up on the doorstep and say, here you go. whatever form God is in. God may be at the doorstep. God may be a telephone call. God may be a bank account swelling up. Rose is selling her house. That's a done deal. Doesn't mean you guys are going to play together, but it can. Nothing is set in time. Don't worry about what, because that's thinking. What is now. Never not. Never not, never not, never not now. We'll get to more of that class from last night there, Brent. We see your mind wandering. Yes, we'll get back to it. But we want to reiterate something. When you guys talk about what you are, how can you be that? There's no reason to talk about what you are because you are that. Once you accept it, there's no reason to know it again because it is internal, but it's not convinced in the conscious mind. That's why you talk about your honest, your wow, I'm surprised I'm God. Good. You can do it a couple times, but any more than a couple times, stop. Why? Because you're afraid. Back to the fear. If you accept that permission slip to no longer give yourself a permission to be in awe of yourself, but you accept it. Oh my God, I'm God. Oh my God, I'm awesome. Then there's nothing to talk about. You're scared because there's nothing to talk about. You have to be this with nothing. You're so afraid to have nothing to play with, nothing to understand, to reiterate, to use as this. Oh, I'm bleeding, plug. Oh, I'm awesome. I did this. I'm filled. Whoo. Then it starts to leak again. Because it's a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid. It's a fucking Band-Aid. Because awesome accepted is filling. It never can be empty. It's a return to your natural. If you're born as a whole being, and who gives a shit if you believe it or not, I'll say this again. You are better born as a whole being. Now it becomes choice. Go ahead, children, choose your truth. That wholeness cannot be anything but that because that's what it is in and of itself. Okay? So you are that. What you have given yourself is the ability to create a reality that is the whole is here and you are outside of your whole self. We're going to reiterate for the first time. So I am whole and I go, hang on, sound effect, hang on. Boing, 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 boing. I'm outside of myself. Look at me. What the hell is that? What's 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 that? Who's that? Who's that? Why is that? Why is that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Your whole fucking life. I just gave it to you. I gave you the whole fucking kit and caboodle. Everything is outside of you. But that outside is the wholeness of you. You gotta let it back in. Like Jennifer says, gotta come in and go pee. Let him back in. Go to the bathroom. Sit down for a while. Make yourself at home. See, that separated self as a belief system saying, you're full of shit. You're a fucking idiot. I'm not allowed to do this. Oh, Toto. That's what it says. But when you take that self and change your point of view, a choice, and the choice is to accept it as you, admit to it, and then that self goes, oh, and it's scared because you have no way to communicate, communicate with what? The language of limitation, and therefore there is a vacuum, an emptiness, and that scares you. It scares the shit out of you. Because there's nothing being recycled in feeling. Feeling, not details, not gorgeous sunsets and the right food, not an event this weekend. Feeling, a connection that has been severed through a dependency permission slip, a bridge between the out and the inside. And now you're letting yourself in. You are letting yourself separate yourself. Hey, you, Mr. Lack, come over here. Okay. And you accept that. And then there's no more relationship of pain. But you're going to be scared because you love the pain. Otherwise, why do you keep choosing to bullshit yourself? No, that's not what I was really saying. I was just saying this, and I'm not going to get hurt because I don't want to fucking tell my truth. I was saying this. I'm going to fucking bullshit my way out of the conversation because I know I can't accept my own goddamn truth, is what you're doing. Every time you explain something, every time you justify something, you're not accepting a belief because you're afraid that you're going to be empty, and that empty is full. That's what you got to see. So we can keep debating this for as long as the class wants. We can keep doing this as long as you want to, because we are this version of reality. But guess what? There's another sly class and another one 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 and another one. And you got all these sly classes around you. 1,000,000 of them. Which one are you in? Don't be concerned about Roxy's or Jen's or who's this and Becca's in this class and Busker's in this class and Shagufta's in this class and who's not in the class and who is in the class. Why do you ever need to be concerned with anyone else's journey? Because you're afraid that you're going to be empty and lonely and not have anybody to hang out with. Well, you will. All you have to do is look at your life. You've never been alone. So, let's talk about that of the Sylvester classes and the multitudes that they exist in. Many of these classes are mutable in translation, which means, let's say they're connecting. And you get this class today, this one, and there's this one and this one going on at the same time. And those are enough closeness that by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to have to go on. You have went through 2 classes. But because you had a self and went through this class and this class. You did. But see, those 2 selves and this self is still you. Now you really want to get scared? How can those selves be you? And how can you have sat through 3 classes? Well, because you're God. There's no limitations, remember? Everything is in a now, so you have an eternity in each now. And it's not as you go forward in time and then come back. Now, now, now is what it truly is. And then you know it as one. Yes, you do. Boggles the mind. The mind hurts. It's stressing. Can you leave it alone? Can you have enough solitude, conviction, and allowance to just stop thinking about your life and to become a master of allowance? Hopes crushed Roxy. Dreams thwarted her because she had a relationship. A what? Admiration, acceptance, and image. Oh yes, we all do. So she understands herself as, I want this and I want that. And she accepts herself now. And those things that don't play out hurt. because she sees herself as not getting that freedom. But then she realizes her freedom is from that, because that is less than what she is potential. You must know when it's here, that's your now. When it's in time, it's less than your potential. Because any amount of thinking about something is less than your current now, because in the now, you're so far beyond when that thing arrives. But if that thing arrives, it is never the equation of the now that you are. It is always beyond what your expectations can hold valuable, because you can't think big enough for creation. So in other words, it does you no good to wonder, hope, dream about anything, because everything is here and now. Now, a relationship to imagination. See, you are in your imagination imagining all of yourselves. There's nothing wrong with that, Nanette. When you start to lack about it, your relationship changes of that's better than me. Oh, well then you're no longer in your imagination. You're thinking. You're in the realm of language known as limitation. Measuring inconsistency, assessing and lacking what you have and what you can have, what you should be. It's all how you relate to your own godship. The whole fucking kid and caboodle. Everything is that. The whole world has always been your fucking world. Your oyster to choose everything. All the stuff that you didn't know you could do or couldn't do were beliefs. That's the default. I don't know if you can get over them that you chose to come here, but it was not the you that thinks is you. It was the you that is you. And when you know that you will know yourself as choosing the very moment that you incarnated yourself on this planet. You know the conversations with the parents. You know the conversations about every fucking detail about that now choice. And then you're like, wow, of course, I did choose this. And it's a relationship of no debate, no hesitation, because there's no language of time, limitation, assessing, wondering, mad, upset, curious about that. It's now, and all nows are known perfectly. So know that. So we all have selves. Many Sylvester classes going on. The classes sometimes burst together and burst apart. They are doing that right now. And there's other ideas and timelines to and fro that are not Roxanne, the idea of Roxanne the whole, the individual singularity creating Roxanne, but embracing Roxanne's idea and creating Roxanne as an idea through the persona of that. It's kind of scary that there's no singular, that you cannot hold on to even a physical image, because there's no reason to hold on to anything, because it's the same person from a different point of view. It's the same me. I'm the same you, but I look at you differently than you look at me. I look at myself my way, you look at yourself your way. And we look at each other only our way. That's all there is to it. That amount of uniqueness in individual intimate realities creates unlimited. Here's a limitation. I'll give you an example. Only one person can ever create and experience Roxy. Any amount of limitation collapses all of existence. All of it. So Roxy's here, hi, but a minute ago, Roxy went over there. There was another Roxy. And someone is now being that Roxy with that sly class. And those are entities. Some of them are you, some of them are not you. Some of them are you from a different choice. Some of them are you from, let's say, a future or a past. Some of them are not you. So Jennifer's not Jennifer, the Jennifer she is. The Jennifer is being experienced by an idea to create Jennifer. But that's not wrong, is it? Let's get testy, huh? Someone's embodying you? Well, where the hell are you? You're here and now. Who gives a shit about there and then? Yes, there you go. There you go. Let it go. Let it go. There's a timeline. Tommy Jean doesn't have autism. It's not really autism. He was dropped on his head when he was a Boy Scout, 12-foot drop, 15-foot drop on his head. Things got rewired. There was one that didn't fall. Tommy's over there. Tommy's over here. We get this Tommy, and this Tommy is Tommy. But I have to know you this. I have to know you this. That Tommy is me. It's God. Let's all go together and how we're one here and how it's scary that we're one. It's very scary that we're one. We understand because we are you. I am feeling it as Roxanne through my own interpretation. I am Roxy's persona in me, living this idea and knowing the fears of the idea incarnation Roxanne. I am intimately connecting, translating it in my own unique way. And I know the fear. Because awareness doesn't seem enough. Identity is how I exist. Yes, it is. That's what you believe. And that's a big motherfucker, isn't it? That's a big, strong belief to let go of even the image you see before you today. You're not dying to it. You're choosing it. You never die to anything. You never release anything. You're choosing the now. Time has all those things of labeling and assessing. I have to die this. I was that. I will be that. No, you're God. Here now. That's it. Doesn't have a lot of fanfare. Doesn't have a lot of joy. That's why a lot of people don't like this channel. It's because it speaks simplicity. And to speak the language of the now is simple. And it's all harmony. It's no effort. God shows up every frickin' day giving you exactly what you want, and the God that shows up is you, God. Hello, God. Greetings. Good to meet you, God. 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 Hello, God. Hello, God. Shows up every fucking day and gives you exactly what you need. Forget about the fractal mind. You see that. You've seen it your whole fucking life. Your whole life, it's always been perfect. Yes. It's just the way you interpret it through your beliefs, your truths. And see, that's not enough to be so simple. That's why the language of limitation doesn't like the simple, because it gives them nothing to do. It gives them no way to interact with their own ego that preserves their identity. Because if you stop being you, who are you going to be? Well, you're not a who. Who? Who? You're a what? A God. What am I? A God. Which God? That God. Which God? One God. God. You have your own unique awareness, your own unique social memory complex. That's the uniqueness of you that allows creation to be what we call unconditional. Forever. Never known and always known. So as you start to realize how awesome you are and what you thought you were going when you join these classes or wake up or whenever you stepped into your first Abraham event is not exactly what you thought, which tells you the connection, feeling connection, that truth is not sought, not needed, not wanted. Truth is, and that's the end of it. And when you start to be the truth is, the only thing you know yourself is God. It's so easy to go home because you never left. You just been looking out the door saying, where's my damn home? It's here and now. Your home is not a location. Your home is your isness. Home is not better over there. Your home is you and your isness. Even your awareness in and of itself is not noticed by your isness. Your isness is. It doesn't explain. It's not aware. It just is. But to get you home, because you are a permission slip mind, your awareness gives you enough to know that you are existence. And if that's not enough, then you get to play with I'm not enough. Once again, continuing with your great ability to look at your life in the past and expect nothing of change, except the details. But the vibration remains because you chose it. That's how it works. Simple, 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 simple. Okay. You must know, if you choose to know. It's all debatable by the thinking mind. If you allow, then just know that each individual self, in and of itself, it's its own institution of choice. It writes its own books, its syllabuses, if it is a college that you see yourself as, or if it is a human relationships, then it writes its own rules about social interaction. It colors the sky as the sky is seen to you. I'm wondering, let's all analyze this. We've given it before, but let's just go off track here for a second. It's really not off track, it's just a now. Is my blue the same as your blue? Only in the moment it is. When we agree it's blue. Because we're one. There's never a discrepancy in harmony. But I will see my blue uniquely my way. For God's sakes, my blue could be green. And I see that all the time and I call it blue, but in your world it's green. But when we get together, we say that's blue and you go, yep, that's blue. How is that possible? Well, because the thinking mind tries to make things possible through logic. And if there's independent points of view, there must be controversy so that what it defines is as an impossibility. Because it individuals itself apart from itself. When you're one, of course you see the same color. So each institution writes its own rules, its own story, its own gallantly part of creation. The tapestry that Sisyphus had called one time, the tapestry of life. The one you weave. And it is a story, and it goes forever in all directions. From right here. Every heartbeat. Stories. And you're all worried about tomorrow. Okay. That's your storyline. That's your tapestry. It is immeasurable. If you're relating to reality and pain, now you can clearly see it would only be a good bullshit artist to the self that would say otherwise. But you can clearly see that your choices create your reality. You are the creator, finally, of your reality. You just can't create your lack because it comes from a standpoint of lack. And then you create, I don't have. Why can't I create money? Why can't I create a boyfriend that's perfect? Why can't I? If I'm a creator, I'm going to make my... That's another thing. Let me give you this. We do not make our lives easy. There's no easy. It's effortless. There's a huge difference. Everyone's looking to be lazy down here because you've been working so hard, so the opposite is easy. Oh, I can relax all day. Do you know how many people get up and work their ass off that are absolutely impassioned? They're absolutely ecstatic about doing that. Don't make your life better. Gods don't make their lives better. Oh, I'll just poof it up. Poof out, poof out, poof out, poof out. Look at me. I'm a Mr. Poof out. Poof, poof, poof out. Poof, create a planet. Poof, create that. We don't do that. We get into the game. We get into the now and we explore at such rich depths that this escaping mind has no possibility of equation. Stop trying to be God and be now to be God that you forgot. Home God. Isness God. Whatever is needed in the now, God. You don't need to create lack. You're already doing that. The thinking mind creates lack. The allowing mind allows creation to be unbounded, unwielded in your wielding ideas of lack. Co-creation is so intimate. Your language in the past 5 years, since you really started to wake up the collective, and most of the channelers are getting attention. There was only a few pre-2012, but now there's a plethora of channels. The language is unique to each institution, and the ones that vibrate are the language match to that. And that's the experience. It's not a lesson. It's not expansion. It's not ascension. It is a lesson if you choose it. It is expansion if you choose it. It is ascension if you choose it. None of this is anything until you make it. That's what God is. So all of these things that have been happening is because people are choosing. That's all. And how you choose to play in this game of great ideas of an ascension is an occurrence in time. But how you have it occur with you is individually up to you. Always has been, always will be. The master knows one thing. If it doesn't choose its truth in the now, it will be the emotional equation of that falsity to the self of trueness. And you can have false, of course you can. It's still your truth, but it's a truth that you know it's not your truth in the now, so you choose it as your truth so you don't have to become a little bit more godly because you're scared. But each intimate individual singularity is such a tiny little point of awareness. It couldn't even fit inside of a molecule. It's so tiny. It's like tiny little point of awareness that the entire creation comes through, passes through, and gives you life. Because creation the existence of all that is, which is forever, is what you get to experience because you are awareness. And at the same time, you are the creation giving you the experience when you're using, which is all the time, your awareness. So that's how intimate co-creation is. See, the person you hate on this planet is literally the idea of yourself giving you your needed vibration, your perfect connection. You hate them, they give you hate. You love them, they give you love. But not in the idea of details. Strictly vibration. Let's be masters today. That's why they're there. And then in that moment, you get to choose how to experience that because you live in time and you have the ability to choose. So let's go beyond polarity. So me and a co-creator in our reality become intimately one. That we exchange positions in the constant of the now. We are constantly being, I need eyes. Let's give you a symbol that you have misinterpreted. Now, of course, this is never permanent. It's just in the particular nows that are chosen. Oh, the good old infinity symbol. That's me, and that's my co-creator. Do you see how we're constantly changing positions in the now? We're always the same, and we're always experiencing each other from our own point of view, but I am also experiencing myself from the other point of view. That's what infinity truly is. It's an exchange, an intimate exchange of co-creation. Now add all of creation into this as a potential. I become you, you become me. I'm you, you're you. It goes so fast, it's in the now. You're never just you. You can't be. You gotta be me. What makes you you is your awareness and how you choose to express your awareness. So we're not concerned about action of another. We don't care about what they do or who they are or how they're saying things. Roxy cares still. She gets mad still. Tommy gets mad. People get mad still because we're mad at creation being something that we don't want. Why are you doing that to yourself? Because we can. Within them is your light. When you become the master of light, then you give them a spark to see themselves as your light that's running through them. And they can choose their light. But if you are being, what the hell you're doing wrong, then the light that's being transferred is the same vibration. The same motherfucking vibration. So guess what? They cannot spark. So they stay dark. And that's only in one moment. No reason to regret your discovery. No reason to be mad at yourself. You have released something that has been unknown. It's not released as in cleansing. I'm cleansing myself. Look at me cleanse. Smudge, smudge. I'm relating to it as an acceptance. And therefore, I release the image. And the image becomes natural, which is harmony. We make fun of you because you guys are funny as shit. To see how your truths dictate your life, and then once you see how fucking funny you've been to yourself, you're just gonna laugh, pee in your pants. Because it's ridiculous what you do to yourselves. But what you do to yourself is also exquisitely unique as Godship, depending on what language you want to use. Because they are interchangeable in every now. And then one day you won't speak the language of limitation anymore. You'll just be now. And that now language never needs to be learned, never needs to be spoken, never needs to be understood or comprehended or debated. It becomes you. Isness. And you know it all. Every now. What you don't know, you don't need to know. Because it's not now. Now, if it's need to be known, will be known. If it's not known, needed to be known, it doesn't need to be known, it won't become. Because the now doesn't speak need. The now speaks now. There's no need in the now. What do you mean? We understand. Tommy's asking. We understand, Tommy, what you mean as what you're referencing the dream. What do you mean, though, in reference to what I said? He's asking this question. He's asking, is that why I'm remembering things with my dad when I was younger? What part? Yes, you're remembering all that. Why are you remembering? Is that where your question is? No, it was not a right time. There's never a wrong time. It's the language of the now showing up. That's why. It's the now to remember fully those experiences. So that's a good reference. We'll make a segue. Look at us segging and weighing over to the net. Yourselves of imagination that are connected and living their own lives. One that is still in Germany. All of these selves will be known to you. But if you imagine them out of lack, then you're going to get watered down versions. Maybe you'll get let's say you have auburn hair on another timeline, and that's about it. Don't try. It's because, Tommy, you got the language of the now. Nanette, you want to know all of yourselves? Let them come in the now. And they don't come as an, okay, time to go see Nanette. They don't have an idea of that idea intention. They are now, and you are now, and vibration says now it's connection. Then you get to experience it. Effortless gods. Truly. Vibration is effortless. You make it hard. I think that's it. We got a lot of fat to chew. Got a lot of stuff going on. God gave a great class. Just posted it on YouTube about truths. And this is what gives you your absolute 100% relationship to reality. Your truths give you the emotional experience as a human. Once you stop decreeing yourself as the institution of limitation and start being more so in the now and go through the treacherous fears of being empty and nothing and no identity, you will be speaking once again, remembering the language of the now. And you will simply evolve beyond your absolute highest imagination. Never could be anything that you could expect in your life. And if you are not sitting there in awe of how great I am, and just accept the return of you, then you will most certainly know God in a completely new way. You guys know this God here. This is an easy God to know now. And it's a hell of an easy God to choose. It's easier to choose your pain than it is to choose your freedom. Whether it's your choice or not is something different to imagine. So we got eyes. We will take questions if you have them. Nobody. We're still the speaker collective, Brent. It's just all versions of a collective. See, there's everybody in this room is in the same speaker collective. Everybody on this planet is part of this speaker collective. It's whatever they choose to incorporate themselves as an incarnation or an experience of an available incarnation in the speaker collective to be a speaker in a collective. Oversoul terms, bridges, permission slips, climbing the ladder, let go, and watch what comes. So we know through interaction that people are afraid to ask questions, but you don't need to be afraid. Busker Dan, did you have something?
Yes, I wanted to share something that I got while you were speaking, and it was pretty wow, which was what we are is balls of light, and we are not our bodies. That is, I call it a film strip, and
Yes.
what we're doing is just there's film strips all over the place, able with sort of like opportunities to choose, but we as balls of light come into this film strip, which is this reality, and we can either identify with the character, the film strips, or not. But we're not really our bodies. We're not even choosing anything. It's just following the film strip as our consciousness, our awareness goes to that, and then it goes to the next. And that's why we're going all over every film strips automatically, but it's seamless in our perception. But all what we are is just balls of light, just going wherever it is that we want. That's why it's limitless, and that is why we can choose anywhere as long as we allow the possibility to do that.
Well, you always allow the possibility to do that. It's impossible
Yeah.
not to. But you are a ball of light and you're referencing mind, but you're actually not light. You're not even vibration. You're not even thought. Your isness, which is undescribable in the language of limitation, but these are terminologies so you can have a reference point to understand with what you understand yourself as this mind. As this mind leaves, you're going to no longer use those terminologies because the other mind, the quasi-mind, the whole mind, the intelligent mind, the Malatar mind returns. That mind comes back. So yeah, I like it. You're a projector is what it is. And the film passes through you and you get that experience when it lights up in the now and now and the now and the now, each frame, each frame, each frame. Yeah, that's a big Bashar reference. We liked it.
Yeah, and that now it makes sense how the no effort is just as we apply no effort, we just let go. We're choosing automatically the next vibrational film strip that pertains to what we chose in no effort, and
You're
now it can,
choosing it vibrationally because that's your vibrational match.
yes, and
Because that's why
then
the universe is harmony. Keep going.
and in that film strip there is no effort because it's already there. It's
Yes.
already played out. We're just going in, the ball of light in my terms, going into that film strip, giving it light, and we
Having
just
an experience.
exactly. There's no more effort because it's not we're not the characters. We are just whatever we are giving
Right.
the
You're passing through the characters.
correct and
So now
giving
you
it
can look at creation in like that. In the same now, there's that many entities passing through you, taking you down a timeline because they can.
And we identify with that character. And it's like we take a little offense and like, no, but this is me. How can, and it's not, you're not it. It is just like
That's
a
what
film
you
strip.
are in the now is an experience, but it's not you because you're not a who, you're a what. You what creates the who for an experience. If you're doing a who world, there's worlds that don't have who's. Who.
Awesome.
Awesome on you. Very good. Any other questions? Hello, Ma.
I guess I do have a question.
Well, you do. You didn't want to raise your hand, but your eyes said,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
why would you be sorry of being a co-creator?
No.
You don't want to be a co-creator? That's a choice. Then your world is that. But you can do it now because you've unmuted yourself. You got a little bit of hairy balls. Look at you coming forth. Let's talk. What do you got?
So, collective consciousness. You know, Jane is a collective consciousness, and Jane and
Jane, slow down, slow down. You
Yeah.
need specifics because there's a
Okay.
lot of people watching out there. There's probably
Okay.
a million watching this idea over a period of time. So let's say Jane Roberts.
No. Let's say the elementals, or
No. Why are you changing? Stay with Jane.
Um,
Jane.
Jane and Seth came through the other day,
Yeah.
and
They're collectives.
they're
They're-
collectives. So, um,
Ooh, struggling.
No. The elementals, Roku, the archangel, they're all separate collective consciousnesses.
No, they're not separate collective. Why would you say anything as separate collective? They are in the now and experience unique unto themselves. You are getting the experience of what they're creating. I go along and I create an idea called Archangel Michael. And Michael comes into your world, and you are this idea experiencing Archangel Michael. And then in this now, you are not you, I am you, and you are Archangel Michael. Michael is an idea to experience. Michael is not an institution. Michael is never permanent. Michael doesn't exist except in the now that you create Michael in your reality.
But isn't he created because of our collective thoughts
No.
have created him, just as we've created fear and any other?
No, you didn't create them. You created the experience of a naked, or let's say a neutral vibration, and you guys called it Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is either. So let me ask you a question. Did we create you?
Yes.
No, we didn't. You create you. God created you. We don't create you. You already are.
And you allow me into your existence.
I did not allow shit because I don't allow and not allow. I'm vibration match. I don't care what comes into my reality because I have no concern. You are a vibration, a signature of awareness, a unique I am. That I am creates Ma as a choice. So Ma creates inner self as this vibration. That vibration connects with my vibration, and me and you are having an experience. But I don't create you out of nothingness. You're still that. But you're not Ma. You're the awareness creating Ma.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Kind of, but if
No, lots of buts. This is good because your buts are you releasing truths that you're afraid to release because you don't understand. So it's good. Join.
but
Keep
if
going.
but if collective conscious
What? Let go of
Mississippi.
collective. There's only one collective, and that's me. Hi, I'm everything, and so are you. There's not a collective of speakers at any one idea of time. There's a collective of speakers in the now. In the next now, there are a completely different collective of speakers. It's the choice of the now of the vibration that gives the experience. Keep going.
Isn't it all of us that are able to give it life, though?
Well,
To give.
life to you. But see, when me and you are not together, do you think I'm dead? I'm living my reality, my own exploration, creative self. I'm creating and experiencing. Just because me and you doesn't mean I'm, until you come along and go, hey, hi, I'm alive. No. Thanks for playing.
Just
Hurts.
when I thought I was wrapping my mind around it.
Don't try to wrap your mind around it. You can inquisitive, you can go, but why are you looking for a finality? Because you're inhabiting the limited mind to understand something tied off a completion, to make yourself feel that this class isn't a waste of time or you're too ignorant to figure it out. I love your arrogance and your ignorance, but they're not needed. So stop validating them and trust that the now will come in the perfect now, and it'll be this vibrational match, and you'll be all of a sudden you're going to go, I got it. That's coming. But as long as you keep participating in it, trying to figure it out, contemplating it over and over again, thinking, with an approach of to know, which is intention, then the lack of vibration and relationship with this entire conversation becomes staved. It becomes a separation idea of vibrations. So of course you cannot get the fullness of it because it's being so damn filtered through what you're putting up. But if you let go and say it'll come in the now and go about your nows, you're going to be walking along, riding a bicycle, driving a car, and you're going to go, holy shit, I get it. Just like Brent said at the very beginning of the class. I couldn't figure it out. I went back and listened to it, and it scared the shit out of me because I understood it. In the perfect now, follow your intuition, and you will understand everything. But every time you put something with 1 ounce of separation, then you know that's a belief of separation to give you an experience. Because there's only one of us here through all our individual points of awareness, but we're all the same source, darling. We're never a collective over here, a collective over here. We're all the same flowing through.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I do. I do understand the. I feel I understand the oneness of it all.
Good.
But.
Butt is not needed, but if you like your butts, keep butting yourself.
Yeah.
Can you let go right now and just accept?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easier?
I find that I use the wrong words quite often.
No, you don't use the wrong words. You use what's available because you're trying to, don't listen to me. You use what's available in each and every now because that's the mind referencing what it needs to know and using the resources of its own language of limitation to try to do it. Then you just analyzed yourself and claimed I used the wrong words because you are not getting what you want. So the whole thing is intention to gain when you don't need it. That's why we just said accept what it is and forget about it because it's coming. But do you have the master of allowing reality to come into you? A vibrational match. And that knowledge, all knowledge will be known. Better?
Yeah.
There you go. Just be for a while. See what happens. It's good to get epiphanies.
Thank you.
Yes, Brent. You're welcome, darling.
Yeah, I was with what you just said to Ma is what, because last night I was like, fuck, I don't get it, and then I was listening at work today, and I couldn't even I got it so much it was like very scary, but I couldn't even identify or put into words why. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to think about it. And then everything you said tonight is why it was scary, because awareness doesn't mean enough. Identity is how I exist.
Bingo.
But then
Exist
before
through
that,
identity. Love it. Keep going.
and I couldn't even identify like what the fear was about. But then you just said it for me. But then you also gave us the answer, which was our uniqueness allows unlimited. So
Yep.
without the unique awareness, there wouldn't be able to be unlimited. And then the vacuum, the emptiness that I was feeling was not relating to limitation anymore. So now I can comfortably sit in that
Yeah, the
emptiness.
vacuum
Now
of emptiness. I love that you said that the vacuum of emptiness you're starting to realize is not empty. It's quite full. But you never understood how to relate to non-polarity because your language has been polarity. Your language has always been comparing. Not always.
And I wanted that emptiness to go away, but now, like
Sure.
after tonight, I get what it is. So
Yeah, there you go.
now I feel okay to just
Hi-ho.
allow it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you know? That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Is that it? Okay. Well, we have another class tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, and we will return again, the Speaker Collective. Probability highest, of course, it could change with the collective that's here, of course. Before we go, when you know yourself, see, Tom knows he's Tom. So Tom sits there and goes, I'm in this class because I am Tom here. And he understands himself as Tom, but Tom is the identity. But that's not who Tom is. Tom knows more. Colton knows more. Brent is now discovering more. Tom is not the Tom that sits there in the image. Tom is the one that embraces, creates the image of experience, gives him a reality. That's Tom here. Brent is here creating Brent for an experience. Each one of you are creating right now your unique experience. So don't be afraid because you're never going to go away. So the class that comes here tomorrow, if Tom is here, Tom will be in the class. And if Roxy is here, Roxy will be in the class. And therefore, everyone in this room will be who you are tomorrow. You're never going to go away from who you are. That who to be discovered is going to be a what you are. Your relationship to reality, the God, that's where you're going. So relax. Don't think that just because a version of you is not in the class that you need to be worried about that self, because that self is feeling the same thing you are. I'm me. That's the same awareness as you are. It's the same one.